Sinking funds. Explained, your secret weapon for stress-free saving and living. Hello everyone and welcome. I am glad you are here. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel a knot of anxiety in your stomach when you think about those large, infrequent expenses that seem to appear unexpectedly? You likely know the ones I am referring to. The holiday season suddenly arriving, that unexpected car repair bill, or those annual subscriptions that renew when you least expect them. You are definitely not alone if you have ever felt your carefully planned budget completely disrupted by these seemingly random costs. It is a very common experience. We often treat these expenses like emergencies. We scramble to find the cash, perhaps using savings we had other plans for, or worse, reaching for a credit card. But here is a little secret, and it is a real game changer. Most of these surprise expenses are not surprises at all. They are predictable, they happen. And because they are predictable, we can prepare for them. That is where the concept of sinking funds comes into play. Welcome to Personal Finance Pro. We are all about taking the often confusing world of money and making it work for you, turning money stress into genuine money success. In today's detailed discussion, we are going to explain everything you need to know about sinking funds. We will explore what they are, why they are an absolute game changer for your financial well-being, and most importantly, how you can easily set them up to gain real control over your money. Get ready to finally experience the financial peace you have been wanting. Let us begin. Alright, so what exactly is this thing called a sinking fund? At its core, a sinking fund is simply money you intentionally, thoughtfully, and regularly set aside over a period of time. This money is specifically marked for a known future expense. Think of it this way. Imagine you are planning a hike up a big hill. You would not just show up at the bottom and try to sprint to the top all at once, would you? You would probably break the journey down, plan your pace, and maybe even pack snacks for different stages of the climb. A sinking fund is similar to that for your finances. Let us consider some real examples. You know that Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever holidays you celebrate occur every December. It is not a surprise. You know that your car registration or your annual insurance premium is due every single year, probably around the same month. If you have a pet, you know that at some point they will need a vet visit, perhaps for an annual checkup or an unexpected injury. These are not surprises that come out of nowhere. They are predictable life events. Yet, many of us do not actively plan for them. And what is the result? It is often a last-minute scramble, a feeling of being caught off guard, perhaps borrowing from friends or family, or accumulating credit card debt that just adds more stress later on. But with sinking funds, you change the situation. You take that large, intimidating future cost and you break it down into small, manageable, almost unnoticeable monthly amounts. So instead of suddenly needing to find, say, $600 for holiday gifts and travel all at once in December, you could start by setting aside just $50 a month, beginning way back in January. If you do the math, $50 times 12 months equals $600. By December, the full amount is simply there waiting for you. It is saved up, stress-free, and ready to be spent without any guilt or panic. That sounds amazing, does it not? So why are sinking funds so incredibly effective? What makes them work so well? Well, it is actually quite straightforward but profoundly powerful. Firstly, sinking funds empower you to predict and prepare for those future financial needs. You are no longer reacting to financial problems as they arise. You are proactively protecting your finances. This greatly reduces, and can even eliminate, the need to go into debt for things that are not true, unforeseeable emergencies. Think about the relief that brings. Secondly, they bring an incredible sense of clarity and peace of mind. When you have money specifically set aside and labeled for car repairs or next year's vacation, you know it is there. That money has a specific job. You are no longer tempted to use your crucial emergency fund, which is for true unexpected crises like a job loss or a sudden medical issue. Nor are you tempted to use your long-term savings goals, like a down payment on a house, to cover these predictable, though irregular, expenses. It is like having dedicated small pots of money, each with its own purpose. And here is another wonderful side effect. Sinking funds naturally help you become a more intentional spender. When you are consciously saving a specific amount each month for a clear purpose, for example, $100 for new tires, you become much more aware of where your money is going. You are less likely to overspend on impulse buys or be swayed by attractive but unnecessary items because you have a clear vision for that cash. You are telling your money what to do instead of wondering where it all went. This puts you in the driver's seat. Okay, you are probably thinking, this sounds great, but where do I even start? What kinds of sinking funds should I have? The beauty of it is that it is entirely personal and customizable to your life. But to get you started, let us talk about some popular and very useful categories. My advice is this: you do not need to do everything at once. Start with perhaps 3 to 5 categories that are most relevant and pressing for you right now. You can always add more later. Here are some common sinking funds that people find incredibly helpful. Car maintenance and repairs. Think about oil changes, new tires, and that inevitable repair bill. Cars are well known for needing these. Annual subscriptions and memberships. These include things like Amazon Prime, gym memberships, software subscriptions, or even those annual insurance premiums for life, home, or auto if you pay them annually. Medical and dental costs. Even with insurance, there are often out-of-pocket expenses such as co-pays, prescriptions, dental cleanings, or new glasses. Holidays and birthdays. Gifts, travel, and special meals for these occasions can add up quickly. Home repairs and improvements. Whether you own or rent, things can break. This could be a new appliance, a leaky faucet, or perhaps you are saving for a small renovation. If you rent, it might be for a potential rent increase or moving expenses. Back to school shopping. For parents, this is a significant expense each year. Vacations and travel. If you are dreaming of a getaway, start a sinking fund for it. Pet care. This includes annual vet visits, grooming, and unexpected illnesses for your pets. You understand the idea. You do not need to create a fund for every tiny thing. Begin with the expenses you know are coming up in the next year or so. What are those things that always seem to catch you by surprise, even though deep down you knew they were on the horizon? Those are your primary candidates for sinking funds. All right, theory is great, but let us get practical. How do you actually set these sinking funds up? It is easier than you might think. Here is a simple step-by-step guide. List your expenses, take a piece of paper, open a spreadsheet, or use a notes application on your phone or computer. Brainstorm all those irregular but expected expenses you anticipate for the next year. Think back over the last 12 months, what expenses came up? Estimate the cost. Next to each expense, write down a realistic estimate of how much it will cost. If you are not sure, do a little research. For example, how much did you spend on holiday gifts last year? What is the average cost of an oil change for your car? Do the math. This part is easy. Now, for each expense, divide the total estimated cost by the number of months you have until that expense is due. If it is an annual expense you want to save for year-round, divide by 12. Here's an example. Let us say you are dreaming of a vacation in 6 months, and you estimate it will cost around $1,200. You would take $1,200 and divide it by 6 months. That means you need to save $200 each month for that vacation fund. See? It is not so scary when you break it down. Give your money a home. This step is crucial. You need a dedicated place for these funds to live, separate from your everyday checking account. You have a few great options. Separate savings accounts. Some people like to open a new dedicated savings account for each major sinking fund, labeled envelopes or jars, the cash method. If you are a visual, tactile person, old-fashioned envelopes or jars labeled for each fund can be incredibly motivating. Budgeting applications. Many budgeting applications allow you to create virtual envelopes or goals. We will discuss these more shortly. Automate, automate, automate. This is the secret weapon for consistency. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your sinking fund accounts on payday. Or, if using cash envelopes, mentally allocate the funds. Treat it like any other bill. When it is automated, it becomes a habit you do not even have to think about. It is out of sight and out of mind, but it is working for your future peace. Bonus tip: check with your bank. Many online banks now offer features that let you create buckets, goals, or spaces within a single savings account. This is amazing because you can have one main savings account, but digitally label and track multiple sinking fund goals all in one place. Often, you can still earn interest on the total balance. This is super handy. Now, let us talk about how this money is physically or digitally managed. There is no one-size-fits-all answer here. It is all about what works best for your personality and lifestyle. For digital users, if you are comfortable with technology and love having everything at your fingertips, digital tools are your best friend. Budgeting applications like You Need a Budget, often called YNAB or Good Budget, are fantastic for creating virtual envelopes and tracking your progress. Even a simple Google Sheet or Excel spreadsheet can work wonders if you prefer a do-it-yourself approach. You can create columns for each fund and update them regularly. As mentioned, many online banks now have built-in goal-setting features. For cash users, do you prefer something more tangible? The physical cash envelope method is a classic for a reason. Get some envelopes. Label each one with a specific sinking fund, for example, Christmas 2024, car maintenance, or vacation fund. When you get paid or on a set schedule, physically withdraw the cash and put the allocated amount into each envelope. There is something incredibly satisfying and motivating about seeing that cash build up. Ultimately, the method you choose matters far less than your discipline and commitment to actually following it. Pick the system that feels most intuitive and sustainable for you. The one you are most likely to stick with week after week and month after month. Like any good system, there are a few common pitfalls to be aware of when you are working with sinking funds. Being aware of these can help you avoid them. Let us make sure you can sidestep these potential mistakes. Mistake number 1 is setting it and forgetting it in a bad way. While automation is key, do not forget to review your sinking funds regularly, at least once a month. Are your estimates still accurate? Do you need to adjust contributions? Life happens and your funds might need a little adjustment. Mixing sinking funds with your emergency fund. This is very important. Your emergency fund is sacred. It is for true, unforeseen emergencies, like a sudden job loss, an urgent medical bill, or a critical home repair like a burst pipe. Sinking funds are for predictable expenses. Keep them separate so your emergency fund is always there when you really need it, failing to adjust when life changes. Did you get a raise? That is amazing. Maybe you can allocate a bit more to your funds. Did a goal change or is an expense coming up sooner than expected? You might need to adjust your contribution amounts. Be flexible. Skipping months. Another mistake is thinking you can just catch up later if you skip months. It can be tempting, especially if money feels tight one month, but try your best to stay consistent. Skipping contributions means you are only delaying your goals and potentially putting more pressure on yourself later. You are essentially cheating your future self out of that stress-free feeling. Even a small contribution is better than none. Avoiding these common mistakes will help ensure your sinking fund system runs smoothly and effectively. It will do exactly what it is designed to do: reduce your stress and build your financial confidence. So we have talked about the practical details, but what are the real long-term benefits of embracing sinking funds? The benefits go far beyond just having cash on hand for your next oil change. With consistent use, sinking funds help you build profound financial resilience. Life will always present challenges, but when you have these buffers in place, those challenges feel a lot less like catastrophes and more like manageable inconveniences. They significantly lower your financial anxiety. Imagine not dreading those annual bills or the thought of holiday spending. When you know you are prepared, a huge weight lifts off your shoulders. That constant low-level hum of money stress starts to fade. Sinking funds naturally guide you to live within your means more effectively. Because you are planning for future spending, you are making conscious choices about your money today. And perhaps one of the most powerful benefits is that they dramatically increase your financial confidence. There is an incredible sense of empowerment that comes from knowing you are in control of your money, that you are making smart decisions, and that you can handle what life sends your way. You will gradually stop viewing money as this constant source of stress and frustration. Instead, you will start seeing it for what it truly can be, a powerful tool to help you build a life of peace, purpose, and even joy. So, there you have it, the complete guide to sinking funds. If you are truly ready to take back control of your money, to stop living in the cycle of reacting to financial surprises, and to build a future that is rooted in intention and peace, then sinking funds are genuinely one of the most powerful yet simple tools you can add to your financial toolkit. They are not just about saving money. They are about buying yourself peace of mind. I really hope this has been helpful and inspiring for you. If you found value in this information, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel reach more people who could benefit from this information. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you do not miss out on more content like this, designed to help you master your money and live your best life. Oh, and one more thing. To make this even easier for you to get started, we have created a free, downloadable sinking fund calculator and a simple tracking sheet. You can find the link for that in the description below. It is our gift to you to help you kickstart your journey. Thank you so much for watching Personal Finance Pro. Remember, stay smart with your money, stay focused on your goals, and you absolutely can achieve financial freedom. You have got this. Until next time, take care.